Okay, greetings and welcome to this short video. I'm Russell Hall, just taking you through a quick walkthrough of how to install one of the WPLBz version 2 niche sites. So the first thing you need to do is come to your cPanel and create a database. The best and simplest way of doing that is by using the MySQL database wizard. Okay, so we're going to go to, let's see, RLTY. Okay, so we'll call that new RLTY, and we'll call the user the same name, which will keep things nice and simple for us. Hit password generator. First one is okay. Okay, indicate that we've copied that. We haven't, but we will now. Okay, so what we do before we click this all privileges, we need to remember this for the installation process. So we just copy that. Make sure you do that, otherwise you'll have to go back and do it again. And I've just put that into a notepad. Now we can click all privileges and go ahead, and that will create the database. That's all good to go. Okay, so now we move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is to upload the files onto the target domain. Now I've got a site here called datamox.com. It's got nothing on it apart from just holding some sub directory sites, but there's no actual WordPress installation on here. What I'm going to do is two things. I'm going to install it on a subdirectory or a subfolder directory called real estate or realty, and we'll see it show up there just to show you what this site looks like. So we've just got here, that's the index HTML page. There's actually nothing on the site at the moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is upload the files that we need to that directory. Okay, and if we go to desktop, I think is where the shortcut is. Okay, we should have a shortcut here to where I want to go to. Okay, there it is. Okay, and we want to go with the real estate. Okay, so we open that up, and here it is, all zipped up, ready to go. What's inside there are these two files here, as you'll see when we get to the other end, but let's just go back. Okay, and that's the one we're going to upload. That's basically the same as what you will have downloaded from the link that we gave you. Okay, so it's uploading. The uploading process takes anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the speed of your server, so we'll come back when that's done. Okay, so that's done now. It took about a minute and a half, 2 minutes at the most. So we're done with that window. We can close that. Now if we go back here and we reload the directory page, you can see there it is, real estate zip. So what we're going to do is just extract that, basically unpack it. And we want to extract it to this directory here, yes. Okay, it's unloading that for us now. We reload the page again, and there it is. There's our real estate folder. What we can do now, and I suggest you do this, is just delete that. We don't need that anymore, the original zip file, and we go to real estate. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing this site on datamox.com/real estate. That'll be the URL. We could have it on the root directory. It's pretty obvious how to do that, but I'll go through that separately. Okay, so we've got to navigate to this file here called installer. So what we're going to do is go to that URL, open it up in a browser. Okay, so we're going to paste that in and open that up, and you'll see this file here, installer. There's basically the two files we just uploaded. We just click on installer, PHP, and you've got the duplicator installer here asking you for all the details for uploading the or installing the new site. So the host is localhost. You don't need to change that unless your localhost is known by some other name, but 99% of them are localhost. Use that as is. And what we do is we go back to our file here. Remember, we had the username new RLTY with the cPanel master name, if you like. Okay, so we put that in, user, and that goes in there. The name, we had the same name as the user. We did that for the simplicity purpose. And the password, of course, which is why we copied this really, is here. Okay, so we're just going to copy that. We're going to put that in here. Okay. Now it says we can test connection. Sometimes I've tested connection, it said failed, but I knew everything was right and went ahead and it was fine. But just to show you, we just test that and success. So yes, we can go ahead. I've read all the warnings. Basically it's saying, hey, this is going to completely override all of the information you may have currently in that database, but because this is a new database, we don't have to worry about that. So yes, we want to carry on. Okay, so localhost. We need to actually type that in. That was just a prompt for us, you see. Okay, so there we go. We'll have another go again. Okay, continue installation following settings. Localhost, yes. Be sure these parameters are correct. Yes, they're correct. Now that shouldn't take very long at all. And that is done. Basically what you'll see next is this window here, and it asks you here to run the update, which is basically just confirm everything that you've done, and that process will take as long as the first one did, a few seconds. Okay, so that's it. Okay, we're done. Okay, so what we're going to do, what I recommend is we just go here to resave permalinks. Okay, and that page, by the way, we can get rid of that now. Okay, that's gone. And it brings us to the login, the familiar WordPress login here, and you use the username and the password that we gave you. So in this case, it's for the real estate, so that's that one, and the password is okay. Okay, so we log in. We don't want to remember the password. We don't want to do that, and we're in. And that's it. Basically we just go to save the changes, and basically it's resave the permalinks. What we do need to do now, of course, is, because if we go and have a look at this site in a new window, it will not look right at all. Okay, you can see there, because we have not activated the theme. So we're going to go to the theme here, WPLocalbiz version 2, and it's asking for the email address. Now you can use any email address, but it's best to use the one that you used as your PayPal address. The activation key is the activation key that we sent you. The reason that you have to use the same address is if at some stage later you did have a multiple or developer's license, you can click on here, and because the only time you get prompted for this is when you make a new install. You'll never see this again on the same install. So we're going to activate that, and I'm just going to blank this out while I do this. Okay, that's that one. Activation key is that one, and we're going to activate, and there we go. Okay, so that's all done, ready to go. I'll come back to this in a moment. If I go back to the front end and I refresh, now we've activated the theme, and that's it. You're installed. You are good to go. Everything is working exactly the same way as it works on the demo site. If we look at this in mobile, same thing again. It'll all look exactly the same as the original site that you saw. So basically that's it, and that whole install, including a walkthrough, took me about 8 minutes. It's as quick as that. I guess the most difficult part is setting up the database, but if you follow the steps that I took you through there, if you're not familiar with doing that, you shouldn't have any problem at all. It's very, very simple. Okay, so what I want to point out here is on the niche site theme, we've got a actually on this one here, I should have saved it as Realty Red, and I don't think I did. So what we're going to do is save that now. There we are. Okay, so the current theme, the current style, which we want to save for later use, is this one here, Realty Red. Okay, so that's one we use for double glazing. That's just a little bonus in there, and yeah, then basically you just go about editing the site as you would ordinarily. There are separate videos on how to do that. If you've got any specific questions, you can lodge a ticket and ask, but everything that we said was in the packages. There's the coupons there, There's the plugin for the WP Touch. We've even left the duplicator plugin there. If you wanted to duplicate this or any other site, you could, bearing in mind that this is just a single license on this theme, so even if you did duplicate it, you will not be able to activate it on any other domains unless you had upgraded your license. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look at this here. It says reserved. Install files still exist in the root directory. Please delete these files to avoid any security issues. Remove files now. Yeah, we'll do that. That's nice. And one thing that I will, there we go, delete legacy data, yes. Okay. That's good. Okay, so what we're going to do is go back to the here, okay, and we're going to reload, and you'll see all the WordPress files show up. Okay, now it didn't delete that. I probably missed a checkbox out, but we're going to delete that one because that's the major installer file. And what have we got here? We've got snapshots. Yeah, that can stay in there. Everything else can stay in. Okay, so that's pretty much it. A clean installation, and you are good to go with that. Okay, so back to the dashboard here. One thing I recommend you do is go to the settings, general, and change the email address. So you at yourmail.com, of course, is a fictitious email. Just put your own email address in there so that any forms or anything like that will correspond to the address that you've put in there, which is important if you want your form on the front page to work. Okay, so that's this form here. Okay, when people submit that and press send, and you might want to change that somehow, it will go to that email address that you've just nominated, so that's worth knowing. Okay, so I hope that's been informative for you. As you can see, it's pretty simple to do. There's only just a couple of steps in there, and it's done in a matter of minutes. So thanks for joining me on this video. If you've got any specific questions, please feel welcome to send them to us, and I'll be happy to give you the answers that you're looking for. Okay, I'm Russell Hall, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.